Hey everybody, welcome back to 12 Days of Summer with Daisy and Christy on today's 6, which is all about cool treats. And I am working with these fun photos of my son having a popsicle and then a few popsicle themed pieces that I've had in my kind of summer collection here and a few pattern papers as well. And I might have lied and pulled out one more sheet from the Summer Lights collection. It's just not from my 6x6 pad, so I don't count it. So this series is very heavily Summer Lights used. I'm sorry. I love the collection, and I didn't use it that much last year. I've used it, like I said, a little bit, but not a ton. So I keep finding myself being drawn to it. And I'm not going to use it a whole lot, just a little. I'm going to take those frames and I'm going to use them and cut them out so that I can frame some of my photos here. At the moment, I'm not really sure what I want to do. I'm kind of thinking about using like one color each. So one with a little bit more red tones, one with a little bit more yellow, and one with a little bit more blue. The only problem is with the photos I'm using, they didn't really look correct using one of the color, like the red and the yellow. The color tones just didn't work well against the photo. Part of it is my son obviously is wearing blue, so it just kind of clashed a little. I didn't think at the time it would be that big of a deal, but when I really laid it down on top of my photo, I did not like the way that it turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and just focus on the blue shade ones. They kind of have a purpley vibe to them as well. And then I'm going to flip one of them over because the back side of that really cool frame paper actually has popsicles. So one of them's going to have a popsicle highlighting his framed face, and the other ones are going to be the blue purple tones. And I really love the way that all comes together. And then I'm going to use one more frame that'll go up in the corner as an embellishment piece with a couple extra popsicles to just kind of throw that theme out there. I don't do a ton of ice cream theme type layouts. This is probably actually the first one I've ever created. So I wanted to get as much of it on there as I could because I'm not sure how many I'll do. My kids eat popsicles. It's a really big treat for them, actually. We don't have it all the time. It's not like a daily thing in our home. So it is kind of a big deal. And this one was a pretty big deal because he got it for walking all the way to the park, which is about 5 to 6 blocks away. It's a pretty decent walk for a little guy. And then he sat and played for an hour or so. And then he helped, and without much complaining, walked all the way home. And so for being so good, we stopped at the store so he could get this treat for helping me because I had Nora and I was pushing her in the stroller. And a lot of times you'll find he starts to complain saying, "No, I want in the stroller," but he didn't do it that time. So it was a big move for him, and he picked this popsicle because it looked like Captain America. And he's like, "Captain America would eat this, Mommy. I need to have this one." And so that is why he chose this this popsicle. I think it's called like the swirl or something. I'm not sure. But it's got red and blue and white kind of just swirled on top of each other. Huge mess. His face afterwards and his shirt, because he's wearing a white base shirt, was filthy, and it took me a little bit to get those stains out, but it was worth it. So I'm just kind of picking my background paper there. You can see I'm looking through it. I was kind of debating about what I wanted to do, but I came across this one, which is a Pink Fresh Studio paper, and I liked the crispness of having it on the white there. I thought it just really looked nice, and it kind of helped pop off. I'm going to do a little bit of outlining so that top frame stands out a little bit more than it does now. I fussy cut out this big popsicle, though it's not going to make it on my layout, so you'll have to wait and see how I fix that. And I also decide as I'm looking at this, I am really liking the way it looks, but it needs something behind it. So I'm going to take my mermaid markers and a few, just a little bit of acrylic paint, and I'm going to mix it all up and do a little kind of back wash with it. White wash, I guess, blue wash. And I really love it. I'm adding some purple and some pink, and I put way too much acrylic paint in there. So it took me a long time to get the right colors. I think I used up my entire purple there. but it's okay, because to be honest with you, these are cool markers, and if I was more into mixed media and art journaling and all of that, I'm sure I would absolutely love them. Or I'm not. They're not my thing. I bought them on with a coupon, and honestly, I won't buy them again. They're fun. They're too saturated for me, and they're not for me. So this was fine to use them up. I'm not upset that they got used up. At least I'm using them. And I'm just you can see I'm kind of going back and forth. I do it a few times until I'm happy with it. I did find once it dried, I liked it a lot more. Once it was dried, it had that nice kind of pop to it. And it's so subtle, right? Like, it's just a little something behind it, so it's not just the white. And I really love the way that turned out. And I'm just going to switch things up a little bit by adding a couple stickers here. I'm going to use this popsicle instead as kind of a side title. And then I'm going to take away the big popsicle and add just these two ones at the bottom, because there's one that is swirly, even though it's the wrong color swirled. I like that. I'm going to add that to where you see that popsicle. And then I'm going to put my journaling around it as well. And that final fourth spot is going to turn into my journaling spot instead. I also pull out this summer kind of lantern type thing, and that's going to become part of my title. And it just ends up coming into being titled Yummy Summer Treat, because that's what it is, along with the journaling about why he was able to get this. And that does it for this layout. I love the way it turned out. Pretty simple. I like it though. I'm back into doing simple stuff. Every once in a while I get all crazy, and then I go back to simplicity, and my style's all over the place, guys. It just is. But I love the way it turns out. Please make sure to head on over and see what Daisy does with her cool treat. It's pretty neat. I think you're going to like it. And let me know if you have any questions. We're sorry about the day break there. Yesterday was just crazy, and I didn't have time to finish this layout, so I had to do it today on my day off, but we are good. I should be back tomorrow and Sunday, and there shouldn't be any more breaks, but I know you guys are great at being patient with us if there ever is. Daisy does have a little bit of a cold, so we need to see how that goes. I don't want her to feel stressed when she's sick, so we're going to see how that goes, but we should be okay for the weekend, so we will see you a little bit more, and I hope you're enjoying this series, and play along if you'd like to. We'd love to see how you take on some of these challenges. It's always fun. Just tag us, and we'll leave you some love. All right, guys, I'm just going to finish everything up by backing it with a little bit of a bright kind of purpley to just have a nice little balance, and you will see that in my final image right there, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.